4 miles, 13-2 next best. There's money now for Leading Man, who's now favourite, joint favourite, 6-1. Leading Man has come in, trained by Ferdy Murphy. Keith Mercer on board. He fell at the first when favourite for the Rehearsal Chase at Aintree on Saturday. I've seen him walking round here. He's got a hell of a stride on him. He's a super horse. Royal Rosa, who is trained by Howard Johnson, is next best. That's fourth favourite. And the start for this race going down the hill towards the entrance, the back straight. Won't be too long before they're called in for this race. Top weight is Idle Talk in the Trevor Hemmings colours. Don McCain's runner with Stephen Crane on board. His second to New Alco was looking good until New Alco disappointed in the Hennessy. So it won't be too long before they're called in for this race. There's 4 greys in this. If you back the greys, Bobbin, Canjar Dallier, the Outlier for the inform Venetia Williams stable, and Silver Sedge. Plenty of contenders in this. Hugh Barkley, there he is, the starter. He's running across to his rostrum. They're about to be called in for the WBX.com rehearsal chase. Remember, in half an hour, we've got the fighting fifth. That's to come. But now it's the rehearsal. Let's join GG.
They're off. And in the early exchanges, so on the inside, we've got the Outlier sharing the early work with Bobbin. Undeniable and 2 Mile West, the top weight Idle Talk wide of Alleron as they make the turn towards the first of 4 on this stretch of the track. These are followed through by Norton Brook, who's already being ridden along by Tony Evans in the striped jacket there, red cap on the inside. The favourite, or one of the market leaders, 2 Miles West, is on the outside of runners. They take the first, over which all are safe, although Silver Sedge slipped on landing. Next one they take is an open ditch, and it's the Outlier with the lead to Undeniable and Bobbin and Idle Talk and Alleron. And these are followed through by King Cologne, who sits midfield with Leading Man, dark jacket, red cap on the outside of Norton Brook. Then we have Canjar Dallier, 2 Miles West, and Royal Rosa, followed then by Irish Wolf, who's a little bit down the pack, but in front of Harmony Brig, who has Standin Obligation behind. And Silver Sedge, course specialist here, is the back marker as they take fence number 3, over which there were 3 virtually in line. And they begin to meet rising ground coming towards fence number 4. It's the Outlier leading to Undeniable in second, and Bobbin in Idle Talk, and Norton Brook on a more even keel now. Then Alleron, who sits on the inside of runners, King Cologne on his outer, followed through by Royal Rosa and Leading Man. Then Canjar Dallier in the white cap, 2 Mile West, in a line of 4 midfield to Standin Obligation and Harmony Brig. After these comes Irish Wolf, still at the back of the pack. So they turn into the home straight for the first time in this WBX.com rehearsal chase, bypassing the damaged open ditch, and it's the Outlier can front run with the advantage. To Undeniable in second, and Idle Talk, the top weight horse with the noseband. Norton Brook is in closing 4th now to Alleron and Bobbin, who was 3rd in the race last year. These go on to King Cologne, Canjar Dallier, then Leading Man and Royal Rosa and 2 Miles West to Harmony Brig and Silver Sedge towards the back as they pop over what will be the second last next time round. Standin Obligation also in arrears. So this will be the last, fence number 7 this time. Next time round it'll be 16, and 3 in the air together. Idle Talk, who's on the outside of the Outlier and Undeniable, to Bobbin and Norton Brook and Alleron, and then King Cologne and Canjar Dallier and Royal Rosa, to Leading Man and Harmony Brig and 2 Miles West, to Silver Sedge, Standin Obligation, and Irish Wolf at the back of the pack. Swinging left-handed and race down the hill away from the enclosures. 2 Miles West in the McManus jacket, just being ridden along there by Richard McGrath to keep his position. Irish Wolf is still tail end Charlie. Standin Obligation a long way down the pack as they level up down this side of the course and down towards fence number 8. And it's the Outlier with the lead here to Idle Talk the outside and Bobbin. Then Undeniable, Alleron close up, King Cologne being pushed along, Norton Brook and Royal Rosa and red cap of Leading Man. The grey, one of the greys, Canjar Dallier the inside. Top weight Idle Talk took over there, and at the rear of the field, 2 Miles West was a faller. Looks if horse and jockey are okay. This is the 9th coming to it. Idle Talk with the lead to the Outlier in second place. Leading Man a slight mistake, and Irish Wolf hasn't got into this. Here comes King Cologne making good ground the outside of Bobbin as they go past their point of departure and towards fence number 10. 4 fences to jump on this stretch of the track. And it's Idle Talk, the Outlier, Bobbin and King Cologne across the track. The orange of Undeniable, red cap the rail Alleron to Canjar Dallier, And then behind these, just making a bit of stealthy progress, Harmony Brig, to Royal Rosa and Standin Obligation and Leading Man. It's Bobbin, who was third in the race last year, takes over at that ditch, to Idle Talk and the Stripes of King Cologne, then Undeniable and Alleron and Canchardelier. Harmony Brig continues to make good progress. Royal Rosa starts to get going. Standing Obligation and the Outlier, who was prominent on this ground, can't go with them. Continuing the run down the far side, reminders for King Cologne, but it's Bobbin the grey. Idle Talk runs the rail. And then King Cologne and Undeniable. Then Alleron the red cap out wide. Then comes Harmony Brig, Standing Obligation, Canchardelier, Royal Rosa, and to the Outlier. So they continue the run down the far side. This is the fourth from the finish. Bobbin, Idle Talk, Undeniable, and Alleron are the four in line there. To, in fifth place, King Cologne. Standing Obligation, still with the black sleeves, Harmony Brig makes ground. Then Royal Rosa again comes into it. Canchardelier under pressure. They start the turn in. Over half a mile to go. And the lightly weighted Undeniable has the edge here. But Alleron, the red cap, in second. Harmony Brig is showing in third. Here comes Royal Rosa in the wily half jacket on the outside of Standing Obligation, who are going to play a part in this, you think. Come down towards the third from the finish, and the five up front. Red cap Alleron, orange jacket Undeniable, black sleeves Harmony Brig. On the stand side, Royal Rosa, that's the left, met that well. Undeniable a faller. King Cologne a bad mistake. Standing Obligation hits the wall, but it's going to be Harmony Brig into the lead with two to jump. Harmony Brig took it riskily, but Alleron in second place, then Royal Rosa, and then behind the Standing Obligation. Just got one more to jump, and it's Harmony Brig and Brian Harding, pressed now by Alleron. This is the last. Harmony Brig, Alleron 1 and 2, Royal Rosa, Standing Obligation 3 and 4, and Harmony Brig under Brian Harding strides away for Nicky Richards and takes the WBX Rehearsal Chase in good style. Alleron in second, Royal Rosa third, Standing Obligation, and they're a long way clear of Irish Wolf, who finished fifth but never posed any threat.
What a performance by Harmony Brig from the Nicky Richards stable, and of course in just over 20 minutes time the 14-1 winner Brian Harding, the winning jockey. Nicky Richards team up with a 13-year-old of French Furs in the WBX.com fighting fifth, but they've won the rehearsal, owned by the Itzabard Syndicate, owned by 8 ladies and gentlemen from Northumbria. They'll be well chuffed with this. That's the news here.